In this video, I would like to explain how to calculate the price for one share of stock if we know what the future dividends would look like. And we're going to consider two cases. One, we call it a constant dividend case. Two, we call it a constant growth dividend case. Let's say we have let's say we have our timeline and we want to mark year 0, which is today, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, ... What we know is that the company will pay a $10 dividend next time it pays a dividend. So you buy a stock share now, your first dividend will be in a year in the amount of $10 on your one share. Let's say we also know that the interest rate or the discount rate is 12%. This is what we are given. Here in the second case, we have exactly the same thing, except we will have one additional piece of information. So let's mark our years. Again, if you buy a share of stock today, year 0, your first dividend will be $10 paid in a year. Same interest rate or discount rate, 12%. And there's one thing we add to case 2, which is the rate at which the dividends will be growing every year in the future. Okay? What we want to find, let's change the color to red, is two things. So what's the price today? And second, what's the price in 2 years? And we want to do the same calculations here. What is the price today? And what will be the price in 2 years? Okay? Let me switch to blue, which is my favorite color for all my calculations. Constant dividend, case 1. Constant dividend means the dividend amount will not change. So it will stay at $10 every year forever. It's a perpetuity. If it's a perpetuity, to find the price, so price 0, we need to take year 1 dividend, so D1, and divide it by the interest rate, right? So we take this dividend, put it in the numerator. Now plug in the numbers, 10 divided by 0.12, and we get $83.33 for the price that you would be paying today, that correctly represents all the future $10 dividends that you will be receiving in perpetuity. Price in 2 years, same exact approach. Price in year 2 should be calculated using the present value of a perpetuity formula that says take the dividend 1 year from this time, which is for year 3, and divide by the interest rate. But in our case, it's the same dividend amount. It's still $10. Every year it's $10. So the calculations will be identical. 10 divided by 12%, which gives $83.33 for the price in year 2. Now we want to do the same thing in the second case, except now we added another number, right? The growth rate in dividends. Why? Because this is what constant growth dividend looks like. It means the dividend will not be the same. It will be growing at a constant rate every year, forever. What will the dividend be 2 years from today? Well, it's $10 in year 1. We can actually use the financial calculator. Let's turn it on. Let's increase the decimals. Second format, let's make it 4. Let's begin. $10 negative is our present value. That's in year 1. We want to find what it will be 1 year after that, if it grows by 2%. So 2% is our interest rate equivalent at which the money grows. I press 2 IY. I want to find the future value after 1 year. I press 1 N, and I want to compute the future value. $10.20. Let's put it here. So what we did was essentially taking $10 from year 1, multiplying by 1 plus the 2% growth rate in dividends, and that's how we got $10.20, 10.2. Now the same way we can calculate future dividends, except we're gonna only do maybe one more, since it's gonna be another perpetuity with endless cash flows. For the 3rd year dividend, essentially we would need to do the same thing. $10.20 from year 2 multiplied by 1 plus the 2% growth rate in dividends, so 1.02, which gives 10.404, and we can double check that. So this becomes our present value. 2% growth rate after 1 year gives us, compute FV, $10.404, right? So we have that number. And let me put ... and call it a growing perpetuity. Growing perpetuity. And this one here was a regular perpetuity. Perpetuity means $10 forever, every year forever. It keeps going. Okay, now let's find the two prices. Exactly the same approach. To find the price in year 0, we need to take the dividend in year 1 and divide by R, but this time we need to use the growing perpetuity present value formula, which is a little bit different. On the bottom, in the denominator, we put R minus the growth rate in dividends, R minus G, so 12% minus 2%. Okay, so we do 10 divided by 0.12 minus 0.02, which is $10 divided by 0.1, and that gives $100. That's the price today. Now the price in 2 years is found exactly the same way again. We take the dividend from year 3 and divide by R minus G. See how for price 0 we need dividend 1, for price 2 we need dividend 3. We did the same thing above, except it didn't matter, all dividends were the same, they were all $10. Here they are different amounts, right? Here dividend in year 3 is $10.40 and a little bit cents, 404, divided by 0.12 minus 0.02, which is 10.404 divided by 0.1, or $104.04, right? And you see how the price is higher 2 years from today compared to today's price. And this is how it will always be with the stock, with dividends increasing at a constant rate. And that's because at any point of time the price per share of stock is nothing but the present value of all future dividends after that time. And if all future dividends are larger dollar amounts, that will result in a higher price at that time. Now one thing we can notice is that this is the price today, $100, $104.04 is the price in 2 years. Let's do something. 100, let's clear everything, start out fresh, increase the decimals, let's say to 4. $100 negative is our present value, that's the price today. Let's say that the price in 2 years is 2 years in the future, so that's our future value. That's $104.04. That's our future value. They are 2 years apart, year 0 and year 2. That's our n, 2n. Let's compute the implied growth rate in the price. Compute IY. 2% per year, which is exactly like the growth rate in the dividend amount. And this will always be the case, right? So going from price 0 to price 1 implies that the price increases by 2% per year, which is just like the growth rate in dividends. And it's an important detail to remember. So the price goes up at the same rate at which the dividends will be increasing.